don't fall in love with someone like me, huh?
Eh?
It's nothing. Maybe I've had a bit much to drink.
What's the matter, Takeya? You don't look so good. The two girls here should be a lot better than the others you see at your average mixer.
I have to admit that's true, but on the other hand, I've never been to a mixer as dead as this one.
No matter what you say, Setsuna is here only for viewing. Please keep your hands off her.
Would that make you her substitute?
I'm fully combat ready here, and I have no problem putting my defensive capabilities to use if necessary.
How about I just head home?
Don't you dare! The table of men over there have been eyeing Setsuna for a while. If you leave now, they'll come over for sure, right?
Wouldn't that be ideal for you, Miss Combat Ready?
Oh, you're terrible, Takeya. Just get out of here.
Wait, you just...
You two are getting along well, as usual. Oh, does it really
Not at all.
look that way? Excuse me, another gin and tonic, please?
Oi, Io, why can't you react more like a normal woman would? Like, do something that could make a really desirable guy fall for you, you know?
Hey, don't go addressing me with oi.
Well, it's because you're not cute at all.
Oi, Io is a palindrome. I got teased with that a lot back in the day.
That's what bothers you? Come on, Setsuna. Talk some sense into her. This pathetic sports junkie hasn't even had a single boyfriend, even though she's a third year in university. I'm a uni grad, I've never had a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Compared to a guy who's been dumped more than 1,000 times in the past 3 years, I wonder who is more pathetic. Really, honestly, some things never change. Sorry, it's just that I had so much fun. Setsuna, I'm so thankful to have the both of you with me, Io and Takeya. It makes me want to thank God.
Instead of thanking God, you could just thank us instead, you know.
You can always count on us to go out for some drinks or hang out. No matter when, we'll be here for you, Setsuna.
Yeah, thank you. Really, thank you so much. Setsuna-chan.
It's all because I have my family and friends like the two of you that I can live on as Ogiso Setsuna. I hope we'll all keep getting along in the future. Let's keep being friends.
Understood. We promise. We'll definitely.
No, you don't need to make a promise.
But...
Because if we make a promise, I'll become dependent on it.
I won't ever leave you, Ogiso. I swear I won't ever end our friendship. And until you want me to, I won't leave you.
Because I would come to keep believing in that promise and end up being hurt countless times. Well, what should we do after this? Tomorrow is a holiday too.
Want to look for a quiet place to drink again? Maybe go bowling, or maybe enjoy a live performance from Setsuna-chan after all this time.
Sorry, I have to go home soon. My dad will start worrying about me.
I see that 10 p.m. curfew of yours still hasn't changed. Some things never change, even in the Ogiso family.
I'm very sorry. You guys came to cheer me up, but all I did was ruin everything.
We wouldn't have invited you if we weren't prepared for that kind of stuff.
Thank you, Io. I really appreciate it.
That's why I'll give you a call again some other time. Don't you dare reject it.
Yeah, sure.
Let's take you home. The three of us should be heading back by now. No, that's fine. I don't want to bother you two any longer. You're joking, right?
All right then. Goodbye.
Yeah, see you next week. Setsuna-chan.
Huh?
I talked to Haruki today. Takeya? He was planning to come, but he couldn't because of his job. He felt really bad about it. He's still worrying about you, Setsuna-chan.
Thank you, Takeya-kun.
No, I'll be embarrassed if you thank me like this. After all, I was told to relay that message, yet I forgot about it until now.
Is Haruki-kun doing okay?
Well, he's busy running all over the place.
Really? Is he tired? Did he look like he's eating properly? Did he say he's getting enough sleep?
You sound like you're his mother, Setsuna-chan.
Did he smile?
Yeah.
You idiot, you almost ruined it.
He's just really busy right now. He has to focus on himself for the time being.
I see.
So that's why, even though you might not see him very often, please don't hate Haruki, okay? Takeya.
How could I ever come to hate him?
Yeah, of course. Well, good night.
Good night. After all, I'm the one who's been making Haruki-kun suffer all this time.
Dumbass. Excuse me? What are you trying to accomplish by telling such a transparent lie? I don't want to hear that from the one who organized such a transparent event and failed to accomplish anything in the end. It's all your fault for not being able to drag Haruki here? You butt into others' problems too much. You're just like how Haruki used to be. But still, it's been 3 years, right? Why does it have to drag on like this? It's about time they got back together. Yeah, they either need to get back together or fully break up type of thing. This kind of will they, won't they, waffling back and forth, not talking to it, that's not healthy. They just have to either get back together or break it off. This waffling in between is making things worse and hurting both of them. It's been 3 years. Why are they still thinking about each other? It's about time they broke up. That's the right way to solve this. It's just that it's not something either of us want. The two of us are nice people, huh? Doesn't mean much if we're the ones saying it. So, what should we do next? It's a holiday tomorrow. Well, I'm going home. See ya. Hey, wait Of course, you don't have to accompany me. Anyway, see you next year. I seriously hope you can figure out the reason why I'm being such a nice guy. Itayama Kazuhisa, Serie B, plays for Ricky, 17 years old. Moved to Italy alone after dropping out of Fujiyama Kita High School.
Whew. I'm going to grab a midnight snack. Want anything, Kirahara?
I'm good. I'll be leaving after I'm done with this.
That's good. It's better if you go home early. Good work today. But I'll take that back if you're still here when I get back.
Likewise. Good work. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. Although she said it's better if you go home early, if she's getting a midnight snack now, when exactly does she herself plan to go home? But I don't have the right to say that, because I missed the last train. Now I have to spend 40 minutes walking back home. I guess I'm lucky though. I'll probably be so tired I won't even dream tonight. Or maybe I'll sleep right through the holiday tomorrow. I'd be considering changing departments for a long time. I realized that I didn't have much of an interest in public policy when I was still taking the basic course. In addition, I was planning to work at places where I would have to write a lot, and it made me think. When I finally made up my mind, I tried to use the positive benefits to convince my friends. Of course, that's not all there was to it. Some of my friends already know the real reason. I left my home to rent an apartment close to the university. In other words, to make enough money to get by, I worked numerous part-time jobs. I participated in lectures that had nothing to do with my specialization. I'm also very active in the newspaper club, going to their seminars and working with their social media. In any case, I tried my best to cut down my free time, to run away from Setsuna. Hirosaka Miyuki, a pâtissier working at Sherry Hotel, located in Paris, 23 years old. She won a contest sponsored by a confectionery company when she was just 19 years old. After all, Setsuna holds no resentment towards me for what I've done to her. Even though I betrayed her in an unequivocally cruel way, she went on smiling for me, as if nothing ever happened. She's not forcibly closing our distance whenever I try to run away, though. She's not forcibly closing our distance whenever I try to run away. Though she's not distancing herself from me on her own accord either. Only looking at me with that same gentle gaze every time. A scene that excites and fills my chest with butterflies whenever I lay eyes on it, overflowing with a desire to touch such a beautiful girl, both in body and in soul, as I clumsily approach her, unable to help myself. But the moment I inch closer to touching the depths of such recollections of memories, I would remind myself how cruel I'd been to her, and run away before her very eyes. It's a cruel loop that's repeated for the umpteenth time, and it shows me not only exactly how tired I am, but how tired Setsuna is as well. I resent the man I am for taking away what Setsuna could have been, and I can't forgive the very same man who had stolen the voice of the songstress who I had once admired. That's why I can only give up on Setsuna, to become a person she hates and detests. I wish that Ogiso Setsuna would return to her true self, dating back to our high school days. Someone who didn't belong to just a single person, but to everyone, instead of being chained down by a person such as myself. I wish she could fly freely like she used to. If one day these wishes of mine come true, that's when I'll finally be able to recover from this deep slump I've been stuck in for the longest time. Or so I hope. I'm thinking about it again. Dreaming about it is too painful, so I try to escape to reality. But before I realize it, I'm unconsciously thinking about it again. I have to finish this soon. I completely forgot about the article I was supposed to be editing, even though the draft is due tomorrow morning. Mari-san went on an overseas business trip to gather materials to write this special issue of Kyograph. If I remember correctly, this article's title is Japanese Youths Active Around the World, an article that reports on young Japanese people who are not well known within Japan, yet are famous abroad. Right before I closed the report, I scrolled all the way to the bottom. Among the professional soccer player and the famous pastier, among all the famous names, at the very end, one name stood out to me. Toma Kazusa. Trustee International Piano Competition. 2nd place. Kazusa. I wish she could fly freely, just like she used to. December 1st, Wednesday.
I see. So he ended up giving you a call? Isn't that great, Mihoko? I see. That's, I suppose that might be the case. But listen, I've been thinking, isn't this for the best? Like, the stuff you said came across as a bit weird, so... That's... No, I'd never actually met him before, but with all you've told me about him, Mihoko... Sorry, I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have badmouthed him, even though I don't know anything about him. Yeah, that's right. I won't understand unless I actually talk to him.
But hasn't he already quit that job? How exactly do you plan to meet him and talk things through?
You want to just walk into his university? Are you really up to the task, Mihoko? Right? That's why I think it's better to just give up on him already? I get it, okay? So don't cry anymore, please? That's right. You have to talk to him face to face one more time? You have to get some closure for your own feelings? Hang in there, Mihoko. I'll do everything I can to help you out. Yeah. Well, I think you should come back to school soon. Everyone really misses you. Yeah. Goodbye. Good morning, Koharu. What's up? What's that, Yara? She's not coming today either. Good morning, Sayori, Ako. I see the two of you are barely made it in time again today. What, are you still trying to cover for her? It's not like there's anything wrong now, is there? She's almost guaranteed to get a recommendation anyway, so she can afford to skip classes. It's not just that. She had a lot going on lately.
She's being a bit too selfish, isn't she? It feels like she's completely dependent on you because you always care for others too much, Koharu.
Like I said, that's not what... Hey, are we really taking Yada with us? To our graduation trip, I mean. Of course we are. Why are you even bringing that up at this point?
Wasn't she arguing with people a bit much during our school trip? It kind of ruined the mood at the end.
She can get really extreme with projecting sometimes as well, you know? It's like her surroundings have to turn gloomy too the moment she feels down herself. She only tends to argue because she's being honest to us about her feelings. Aren't you two just being harsh on her because you guys care deeply about her too?
I wonder about that.
Well, if you say so, Koharu. Leaving her aside, I wish you'd worried more about my lack of funds more. I probably won't be able to make it unless I start working part-time soon.
I can lend you some money if you don't have enough. You won't have to rush to repay me either.
Quit it with the bourgeoisie talk. Come on, homeroom is starting. Let's head back into the classroom. Very well, Miss Class Rep. That was only for the first half of the year.
Yo, good morning, Sugiura. You'll be late if you don't hurry.
You're the one who's late, and being the class rep doesn't give you the right to run down the hallway. Ogiso.
And that's our class rep for the latter half of the year, huh?
So bright?
It's been quite a while since daybreak, after all.
Speaking of which, what time is it?
Feeling suspicious, I decided to pop into the Ogashima laboratory before classes started, and found the source of my suspicions wrapped up in a sleeping bag yet again. 8:40. Still, I'll consider it an improvement that she asked for the time rather than the day after waking up. Unlike last week.
Oh, come on. The morning classes haven't even started yet, right? Just let me lie down for a bit longer. I'm still hungover from all the drinking I did last night.
Scratch that. It would be all too pathetic if I were to be satisfied with such a tiny level of improvement. There are so many faults here that I don't know where to start. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you're not even going to write your paper, then stop staying on campus overnight. Too pathetic for my future self, anyway. Zumi slowly crawls out of the sleeping bag and gets up, then fixes her hair while letting out a huge yawn. Hurry up and get ready. Clean everything up and get out before the upperclassmen get here.
You're getting a great look at a girl sleeping, so a little hint of bashfulness from you wouldn't hurt, would it?
If you really want me to act like that towards you, shouldn't you at least try to put some more appeal into your expressions, gestures, and speech?
What? Are you saying that you're into girls who are girly through and through, Haruki?
That has nothing to do with this.
You're trying to get away from the topic you yourself started? Though I have a feeling that I'll get retorted tenfold if I were to continue, so I'll stop there.
Don't block my counterattack by dropping the subject, while still getting gratification for yourself. That's foul play.
Well, what brings you to see an unappealing woman like me so early in the morning, Haruki?
The fact that you're only ever on campus in the morning, it annoys me to give Izumi the impression that I've come just to see her. But given that it's the truth, this one time, I'm incapable of coming up with an excuse.
Huh? Have you finally gotten serious about me? Was all that stuff about putting more sex appeal into my actions earlier just an attempt to hide your true feelings?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh,
I asked the professor to extend the deadline on that paper you forgot to submit before the winter break. You have to complete it no matter what this time. She really shouldn't be putting all her thoughts on her face. She's so easy to read. It seems that I'm now in charge of tutoring you, Izumi, and I have every intention of carrying out my newly appointed role to the letter. So, I hope you'll accommodate me.
was the professor actually serious about that?
So it would seem. Perhaps it's better to say that a lot of what initially came out as merely a joke from him ended up coming true after all. After all, from the look of her current attendance rate, assignment submission rate, and exam results, Izumi isn't too far from being expelled. When I happened to drop by and express my worry for her, the professor must have thought of me as her last hope.
Wait a minute, Haruki. Why did you go and make such a promise without asking me?
And as expected, Izumi is venting her anger at me in response to the unreasonable tasks she will have to carry out.
It's totally possible to get away with not submitting papers and assignments without getting noticed.
Like hell it is, and through her excessively unreasonable comments as well. Well, you should know that they'll definitely notice. They check every student's paper carefully.
Well, since it's come to this, you'll help me out, right, Haruki?
Maybe a little, since the professor asked me to.
Great! Let's split the workload then. Haruki, you will be in charge of choosing the topic, gathering information, and writing the paper, and I'll deal with everything else.
That's everything already. Do you seriously plan on not doing anything?
I'll watch you work. I'll stay by your side. Only during the mornings or at night when I'm free, however.
That's what I'm supposed to say, isn't it?
Eh?
Even then, from the available time she's given me, how many hours a day is she even awake? Then again, the only times I see you on campus is when you're sleeping or eating anyway.
That's because I'm only here when I can't fight against my basic human desires, you see?
What exactly are you doing when you aren't at university? Let's not think about any other desires of hers aside from sleeping and eating.
Obviously, I'm out having fun, right? Spending time on things that interest me, maybe. Or perhaps I'm out making a noisy ruckus?
There's no context behind any of those things. And you just answered my question with more questions. That's not how you're supposed to talk. To think you call yourself a Japanese literature student.
Language changes over time, and so does their usage. Those who pick apart every single tiny detail and force outdated rules are the weird ones, if you ask me.
Fine, whatever you say. The deadline for your paper is this month. So, if you don't want to ruin your Christmas and New Year's vacation, get to work.
Ran away from that one, didn't ya?
I just told you, whatever you say.
Huh?
Her impeccable talent for splitting hairs makes even someone like me not want to argue with her. In any case, I expect you to free your schedule up for Wednesday evenings after the seminar. Got it?
Are you telling me I have to come to this seminar?
Given that I'm in charge of you now, isn't that obvious?
And I'll have to stay in the lab all alone with you at night, Haruki? Isn't that dangerous?
Don't worry, the upperclassmen are here at night as well.
But I can't concentrate if there are too many people around.
Stop being so self-centered. You really need to start taking your life a bit more seriously.
Those are some pretty big words for a newcomer.
If I wasn't like this, a certain someone here would keep using me to do their work for them. Fine then. I'll make an exception and let you take care of me.
You should feel lucky that I'm such an understanding friend, Haruki.
This woman. If it wasn't me dealing with her, I imagine she'd be violated by now. Hang on. Was Izumi always like this, though?
A new face, huh? So you changed your department, right? So would that make you a first year here? I see. Hey, if that's the case, I've gotta throw a welcome party. Don't worry about it. What fellow classmates starting today, right? So come on and go buy us some beer, would you, new guy?
I sure had some rotten luck to have coincidentally sat next to this woman when I went into the lecture hall of my specialized course. I guess it's rare to see someone transferring from public policy to literature, but within a single day, I was dragged to a canned beer welcoming party, an after party at the cafeteria, and an after party at the bar, wasting all my hard-earned money from my part-time jobs. Then again, thanks to these splurges of hers, I was able to remember the faces of everyone within my year in a mere week. And I ended up being the person everyone called on when they needed help, which, like how I was back in school.
Whoa, you have really neat handwriting. Hey, can I borrow your notes for a bit, Kirahara? What? You want to attend the Ogishima seminar, Haruki? I heard that there are a bunch of assignments there. Why not go somewhere else? Oh well, but make sure you help me out and watch over me so I don't fail the course, okay?
An attractive-looking face, along with a well-proportioned body, and a slightly listless voice that pleasantly tickles one ear. It was the first time I'd ever met a woman who I felt no sense of femininity from, despite her appearing very much like one.
What are you smiling about? Does being together with me really make you that happy?
As if. It does make me happy. But if I said that, people would probably give me funny looks, and Izumi would likely accept me with open arms too. All pain and no gain, so there's no way I would say that. Even so, just being friends with her does feel nice. I'm grateful to have someone whose business I can butt into without fear or reservation like this. It's just that being able to give you a little boost in motivation isn't something that I would be happy about, I feel.
You sure said that in a roundabout way, Haruki.
Maybe I really am trying to turn away, since I can't face girls straight anymore. Maybe I'm just placing someone who's only technically a female human being by my side to help me retain the balance as a guy. Regardless, just the fact that I'm about to have such a rude thought about her already makes this friend of mine, Izumi Chiaki, irreplaceable. After all, you're the first person who called out to me after I transferred here, Izumi. I'm grateful for that.
Haruki?
She gets too close at times, but she never goes too far. She knows where to draw the line when dealing with others. And the gratitude she receives from others all conveniently goes in one ear and out the other. These shortcomings of hers let me forget the burden I carry, and provide me with a sort of comfort. This is the exact kind of feelings I seek from the opposite sex right now. This is why I can stay as just friends with this girl.
Then I guess I'll be seeing you on Wednesdays? I'll be taking over your evenings?
Yeah, leave it to me.
As well as your body, your brain, and of course, the spare key to your apartment.
Ugh.
Don't worry about it, I'll get there. I still remember your address.
Ugh. I sure had some rotten luck to have coincidentally sat next to this woman in my first lecture. I guess she must have found a public policy student transferring to the literature department to be interesting, considering she dragged me to a canned beer welcoming party, an after party at the cafeteria, and an after party at the bar. And even after she was dead drunk, she barged into my apartment without a moment's hesitation. Thus began the after party. I recall that being quite a pain to clean up afterward.
Don't sweat it, I promise ya.
What exactly?
That I won't do anything, or at the very least, I won't make the first move.
Correction. I can't stand this girl. Well, have you decided on your topic?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, today's seminars are over, and the lab turned into a playground for the fourth years and graduates. Just as we were finally able to use the facility for its intended purpose, we could only hurry home and leave the university behind us. Something's wrong. There's definitely something wrong here.
I was thinking about writing something on the folktales of the Hokuriku region.
That's a rather niche topic. Have you done any research on it before?
I took quite a detailed look at it before entering university. I should be able to manage if I just copied the stuff I had back then.
Huh. You were quite the hard worker before then. But right now, maintaining this failure of a student's motivation is my higher priority. Letting her use my room, bringing a girl to my apartment, spending several hours alone with just the two of us. If this were someone else, no, something like this would have made even my heart dance a few years ago. But now, I see this as nothing more than an obligation. Did you grow up around there, Izumi? In Toyama or Ishikawa?
I was born and raised in Tokyo. Huh. Why do you ask?
Well, I mean, should I joke about how her motivation always seems to be in the wrong place? Or respect her ability to calmly do these things I've never even thought of? Would non-locals normally do research on that area during high school? That's got nothing to do with entrance exams. Izumi, as I pose my rather simple question, she stares at me as if trying to steal a peek into my heart again.
You know, Haruki, maybe you are a really serious and hard-working person, but you've never actually involved yourself in anything pointless before, have you?
It doesn't quite feel like I'm being made fun of. but I can't help but feel a little hurt when her sighs seems full of pity.
Besides, you were probably thinking of taking care of dinner with a couple of convenience store bento boxes or takeout, right?
And here I was thinking we were finally about to share a meal together. What? Wait, hold on a second. You're making me take care of dinner too?
See what I mean? That wasteless, effort-conserving, impersonal lifestyle of yours.
Forget about fruitless labor and all that. I don't remember signing up to wait on you hand and foot.
I'm at a loss for words, and you still call yourself a man? I really wish you wouldn't disappoint me like this, Haruki.
I certainly don't recall going through the pain of giving birth to you. So why must I put up with you mooching off me like that? Just as Izumi almost artistic ability to divert the topic in ridiculous directions was starting to make my heart feel at ease, I spot a girl in a familiar uniform who seems to be waiting for someone near the front gate. She ambushed me in exactly the same manner last week, and sent my emotions spinning around promptly after.
Who's that girl? Is she your girlfriend, Haruki?
Hold on. What do you think you're saying? That's a Hojo High uniform, you know?
Your mistress, then?
At least try to properly interpret my words when I'm talking with you. Izumi, who keenly noticed the girl's eyes gazed at me, throws all kinds of weird questions my way, in an attempt to make me slip up. This is just an act, right? She can't seriously believe that I would go after someone outside of my age group like that, right?
Then what's the problem? Is getting seen by her a bad thing or something?
The truth is, I got into a little mess with one of her friends. She got pretty upset over it. What is it?
That friend would be likely a classmate of hers, right? So, you were messing around with a high school girl after all?
Hang on! You know full well that there's an obvious difference between got into a mess and messing around with. Yet, you still misunderstand me on purpose, didn't you?
Oh, now I get it.
While I'm trying to clear up this situation, that girl, Sugira Koharu's gaze doesn't even budge an inch. However, she doesn't seem to be approaching me like the last time.
Feelings that couldn't be conveyed, words that were never said, and an adult who just wouldn't understand. Well, how's it going, you pervert? Lolicon?
Shut up. Which is probably because I have someone beside me, who looks somewhat pretty from a distance, and whose true nature can't be judged from her looks alone. Even so, she's wearing the same unchanged look as she did last time. I doubt she'll just let us go if we try to leave through the front gate. Izumi, go kill some time at a convenience store or something.
What's your plan?
I'll go have a word with her. It won't take long. I take a deep breath, and then try to lighten up my heavy, sinking feelings as I take a dignified step towards her.
Now, just hold on a second.
Let go of me. Suddenly, I feel a strong pressure on my neck from my collar and black coat for a second.
Hey, Haruki. How about I take care of this for you?
No thanks. What the hell was that? Are you trying to kill me just now? Yeah, right. She'd probably just laugh off a line like that. So I might as well save my breath. Regardless of my reason, it's better to say that this is undoubtedly my responsibility. If I let someone else who has nothing to do with it step in for me, I can't even imagine what that girl would say to me.
But she's not exactly involved either, is she?
Huh?
So if I just step in, we'll just be two fellow people aren't supposed to be involved in all this. She'll be in no position to complain, right?
But that's... I'm sure that bringing up a sound argument like that will only end up fanning the flames of her antagonism. After all, I'm sure it would annoy me if I were in her position.
Besides, I think it'd probably be easier for me to talk with her since we're both girls. I bet you acted way too stuck up when you talked to her the first time and ended up pissing her off even more, right?
Are you saying you saw us last week?
See? I assume you're living it to me from here?
It seems that Izumi is not wasting any time on snappy one-liners and is getting straight to the point. To put it simply, it appears she's serious about wanting to go have a talk with her.
Haruki, you must be bad at talking to girls other than me, right? Just leave it to me. Consider this full compensation for a night stay and a meal, alright?
I don't remember agreeing to let you eat and sleep at my place, though.
Well then, hurry along to the supermarket to shop for tonight's dinner. I'll make sure to peacefully settle the issues in the meantime.
Izumi, there's no way it'd go that smoothly. Leaving it to someone like you would only make matters worse. Even then, won't that just make it seem like I'm running away? I've only spoken to her once, but she's really serious, inflexible, and uncompromising. I don't think it'll be easy to appease her. And yet, I hold back any real words of refusal in my mind, and only offer her some advice that would help her to ease the ordeal.
No worries, no worries. I'm more than used to dealing with those inflexible types of people.
That said, I imagine that Izumi's already caught on to the fact that I want to take a step back and walk away from this. For someone who already knows me so well, despite having been acquainted with me for only half a year, I admittedly really treasure her friendship. Putting aside that last and slightly ambiguous bit that she murmured anyway. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. Izumi seems to be a brilliant slacker. I was also thinking she could be one of those students that goes to pieces without parental supervision to keep her on track, but that usually happens in first year, and she's made it to third year. She also seems to be at the point where coasting on smarts doesn't seem to be cutting it anymore. I remember when that happened to me. It was not a fun time.